What's up, interwebs? This is Kayla from CaliKooks, and I'm here today making bone broth and gummies and a little post-workout electrolyte drink. Today we are going to start with the bone broth, so you're going to need a pressure cooker or a crock pot or even a stock pot. You're going to need salt, bones, ginger, turmeric, garlic, onion, carrot, and peppercorns. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and first thing throw the bones into the pot. Next we're going to need the onion to be chopped, so I'm just going to go ahead and move all the stuff off the board. So next is going to be carrot. So I'm going to peel the skin just because the skin is kind of bitter. So peel it and then cut it into 3 chunks. Okay, next is going to be garlic. We'll use about 5 cloves of garlic. So once you have all your garlic peeled, just smash it all up. It doesn't need to be chopped or minced. I'm just going to throw it in the pot. Okay, so next, turmeric. I won't peel this, but I'll kind of treat it like the garlic. I'll cut it into maybe 3 pieces and then smash each piece. And the next thing we're going to put in the pot is ginger. So I'll take maybe what I think is like a 2-inch chunk off of this, and this one's kind of a crazy shape, so I might just cut it in half and do the same thing I did with the turmeric, so cut it into a couple pieces and then smash them. Next we're going to spice up the broth, so we just have regular sea salt here, and I would use about a tablespoon of this. I've never had a problem with over salting my broth before, and if I need more salt I'll just add it when it's finished, so I'll kind of go crazy with this. Alright, next up we have peppercorns, and these are just whole peppercorns. So with this, I probably use a couple teaspoons, but I'm not going to measure it out, I'm just going to guess. The final thing that we need to do is fill up the pot with water. You want to fill it up so everything in the pot is covered, and I might fill mine up a little bit more just so I have enough broth. So. Water is full, covering all the bones, all the goodies in the pot, and we're going to go ahead and close the pressure cooker. Make sure the top is on seal. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this for 2 hours on high pressure, and so over time pressure will just build. Okay, so this is going to be the final product of what comes after your bone broth is made. This stuff isn't super gelatinous because it only cooks for the 2 hours in the pressure cooker, but after it's all finished you're going to want to strain it, strain all the bones out, strain out all the veggies, and then I let it cool down because it's pretty hot, and then once it's cooled down I'll put it in the mason jar, put it in the fridge, and what tends to happen is it'll separate, so all the fat was on top and bone broth separates from it, so you can just scrape off that part when it's all cooled down. First thing, I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of fruit, and so I have my cherries. You can do any fruit that you want, and I picked frozen fruit. You can do fresh fruit as well. off of our food processor, and I have my 1.5 cups of frozen cherries. I'm going to pour them in. Stick the lid back on. Now that we've pureed our cherries, I'm going to take the lid off, go ahead and add it to our pot. Now that we have our frozen cherries all pureed up in the pot, I'm going to put it back on the stove, and we're going to put on a low heat, and then we're going to add a cup of kombucha. So once we have our kombucha and our fruit mixture on the stove, I don't want to let it boil, I just want it to get warm. Next, we're going to add our gelatin to our fruit mixture. We're going to do it 1 scoop at a time, so scoop looks like this. We're going to add 4 total scoops to our mix, and we'll do scoop, whisk it in, 1 scoop, whisk it in. So after the last scoop is all whisked in there, so this is scoop number 4, we're going to put it into our silicone mold. After it's all whisked up together, I'm going to pour it into our mold, so it's not boiling, but it's just really warm. Filling up our mold. After you've poured all your mixture into the mold, you're going to let it cool off, stick it in the fridge or the freezer, and they should come out looking like this, all solid in one piece. Little squishy guy. Okay, so post-workout electrolyte drink. We have salt, we have pineapple chunks, frozen, coconut water, and collagen peptides, and you're going to need a blender. I have an immersion blender, so I'm going to just use this in a cup. I never measure anything out, so I never know. It's a good learning process. So we're going to add our coconut water first to our drink, and we'll start with about a cup. If you need to add any more than that, then you can do that after. 1 cup coconut water. So next, we're going to add our pineapple chunks. I'm going to add about 1/2 cup. Measure it out. Okay, so adding our frozen pineapple, you can also use fresh pineapple, 1/2 cup into our coconut water. Okay, and then next, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. The last thing that we're going to add is the collagen peptides to our drink, and we're just going to use 1 scoop of this. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is blend it up. So I have an immersion blender, it's a handheld blender. Alright, so once it's all mixed up together, your beverage is all finished. Since I did mine in a cup, it's ready to go. Stick a straw in. Salty. Thank you. No, I hate this. Thank you guys for joining me today on this episode about collagen. Join us next week for another episode on healthy recipes and tips. And this is Kayla the CaliKook.